All right, I think we're good to go. I'm gonna call to order the town Swanton Selectboard meeting of 20 August 2024. It is 6 P.M. We'll start out with the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Start with agenda review.
I don't have any.
Cool.
None.
Under old business, I just want to add the LVRT. Because I know I sent everybody an email, but just publicly state the same thing that was in the email. Steve, Brian,
No, I just need to go in executive session briefly at the end for this last meeting.
okay. Brian and I didn't meet with Tim Smith, and we're gonna have him at this meeting, but he couldn't be here until 7:15. And when we looked at the agenda, we said it's fairly short. So we told him to, we asked him to come to the next meeting, just did not want to sit around here waiting for someone to come.
And he's confirmed he can make it.
Okay. So we have the minutes of the special select board meeting of 5 August 2024. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll second.
Motion been made, second, approve the minutes of the special select board meeting 5 August 2024. Any discussion? Here are none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? So moved. Under public comment, does anybody have anything they want to add for stuff that is not on the agenda tonight? Mr. Nielsen? Anything? Okay. Law enforcement, swamp animal control. What Jim submitted, I take it, Brian?
Yeah. July.
Kevin, unlicensed dog at large. Don't have any follow up on that when I look.
I'm kind of. I'll check with
Okay, anybody has any questions, you could find that out, I'll just follow. All right. We'll move on to expenditures, it looks like we have the dates just on the front. Of 7/17/2024 to 8/20/24. I hear a motion to approve the general orders.
I'll make a motion to approve the general orders in the amount of $81,480.44.
Motion been made and seconded to approve the general orders, $81,480.44. I give everybody a minute to take a look. A lot of different orders this particular 2-week period.
I like to see the block party event when we did the Swanton Bucks. It's nice to see the folks in the community supporting our local businesses with those cards. It's great.
Okay, one thing doesn't really pertain to approving these, but I think we should take a look at maybe funding another event like that next year. Just to me, that was a great turnout, and if we had 2 or 3 of those in the course of a year, that would be great.
I think that can be rolled into several different standing events right now. That are people are already out moving around in the community.
Yep. Any other discussion on the general orders? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Highway orders.
Make the motion that we approve the highway orders in the amount of $53,147.88.
Second,
Second.
Motion been made second, approve the highway orders in the amount of $53,147.88. Is there any discussion? None, all in favor state aye. Aye.
You want this one to come?
Sure, I'm making a motion to approve the library orders in the amount of $3,757.98.
Hearing a second,
Second.
motion made second, approve library orders in the amount of $3,757.98. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor state aye. Aye. Moved. Highway and general payroll,
I make a motion, we approve the highway and general payroll. Expenses for $43,271.95.
in a second,
I'll second that.
motion made, been made and seconded to approve the highway. And general payroll orders to the total amount $43,271.95. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Aye, oh, so moved. Library payroll,
I can make a motion to approve the library payroll in the amount of $9,061.63.
A second.
motion been made and second, approve the library payroll for $9,061.63. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor state aye. Aye, opposed. So moved, special orders. And a motion, I think you're up to,
Okay, I'll make a motion, we approve the special orders for $17,037.83.
I'll second that.
motion been made and second, approve special orders of $17,047.93. Any discussion?
On the rec department improvements, they truly do make a vast improvement.
Hey, windows, good, I think there's $561 of money well spent. Any other discussion here, none, all in favor state aye. Aye, opposed, so moved. All right, we need this one second. Beach two, highway department report, okay. Vehicles, overall vehicles in good shape, the 2005 Mack dump truck, clutch issue, worked on it today, they're gonna try it, I don't know, see if they corrected the problem. If not, they will have to change the clutch on that. Something they will do in-house, 2009 Volvo dump truck, that was the one that had the computer issue, the computer issue got fixed. There was an issue with the brakes after that, it's right now, being looked at Trans-Eastern trucks. Should be worked on tomorrow and then returned to us, that repair should not be costing much money, it's something that happened in the whole transit with the dump truck. If they try to bill us on that, we're gonna have some discussion, and I'll explain that more if we need to, but right now. That's where we're at. All right, I asked Kevin to call down and I think get an answer back from him regarding that new dump truck and got any date yet when they're gonna work on it. Here we are getting to the end of the summer and it's time to start pushing on it,
Did it do this fall?
yes, yeah, waiting just to get it scheduled in and get the file and things put on it.
What was the total cost on that?
That,
$250?
I was not here during that process, I am not sure.
I remember a number around $250 or more.
It would, that's.
I'm just curious, you're not looking.
No, you're in the general.
We were amazed at the cost.
Yeah,
Oh, I. Roll on consent.
No, that's okay, don't go that slow.
they're very expensive now. Work since the last report, a lot of tree removal, mowing, ditch work. The wind, obviously 10 days ago, that caused a lot of branches to come down as well. Kevin has really taken on looking at trees and marking them and getting to them when he can. We only so far are contracting 2 of them that are beyond our capability, but a lot of them we can do, and then we contract the ones that we think are too much. They set up and took down for the vote-in, and they're doing vehicle maintenance. Couple things since the last report I wanted to talk about. You got some paper in front of you from East Engineering, Tyler Billingsley. That's a Swanton Road, and I just wanted to talk about this for a minute and make sure the board is comfortable. And then Kevin and I will go up there and then want to meet with the town lawyer and discuss what proposed way ahead. On the drawing of the road, which is this one, and it's an eye test. The lower part is the actual profile. Excuse me, the dotted line is the existing center line of the road.
When you say dotted line, you're talking about.
No, on the bottom,
Oh, down here.
down here, which is basically given the elevation of the center line of the road. And to get it down below a 10% grade is the red line. And 10% is kind of the optimal max grade. But some paperwork from the state here talks about, thank you very much. Talks about you can, in mountainous areas, possibly go up as high as a 15% grade. In a rolling hill area, 11%. In order to get to the 10%, we would have to blast out. There's no one here talks about, I think
Is the 10% an increase in the grade or? is it a drop in the grade?
it would, right now, it's like 20-something percent. Yeah, and. Currently, the steepest part is 21%. And that's in his email, kind of explaining this. And to drop it, we'd have to drop it let's see what he said here, the number of feet, but it's significant. 15 feet. And that's a significant amount of ledge removal. I am comfortable going down to 14%, which is a 7 or 8 foot cut. Couple things here is. We went back to Tyler and said, instead of going straight, which. When I say straight, it's got a slight curve, that is what we originally was talking about doing. Is staying with the existing road right away that we have. And using that, and Tyler said, yes, I actually like that as a better option. It's a little bit trickier doing the work because you have to keep that road passable. There's only 3 homes up there. But so, and Tyler feels it can be done. There's no wetlands involved. There would be a wetland permit needed if we went with the other option. You get slightly more distance by keeping the curve, so that helps with the slope issue.
Which curve, you say curve, you're talking about this one?
That's the existing road is the one you're pointing to right now.
Okay, so this would be the, or just.
That would be the new one,
Oh,
but what we want, well, that was the original proposed a couple of years ago, and then. Looking at it. Talking with Kevin up there and then going back to Tyler and giving him that contract, we said, take a look, it's staying with the existing road, which is the one that has all the red marks on it. And for all the right reasons, Tyler's in agreement too, is we stay with the existing road. But the reason we wanna go to the town attorney is just to make sure he feels comfortable that if we go over the 14%, we're not opening ourselves up to a lawsuit. Because the state ideally would like to keep it at 10% of that, some of the roads. French Hill Road up there, they're already in the 14% range. So I think we have a good case. And. Two things is that. I think we should stay with the existing. Road and we should go down to about 14%. Keep that speed limit on that at about 25 miles an hour. There's very few people who use it. We will drop the incline by about 7% because its max is 21 right now. And it'll be less money, but it'll also be a safe road if it's done right. Bank road. Again, there's other roads around that have 14%.
Could there ever be any other buildings up there? Was that all, is that land pretty much owned up?
It doesn't extend very far beyond the culvert, so someone would have to come before and build a road. Yeah, there's.
And this land is mostly owned by the one family.
Right,
The bulk of it, in which their son was interested in building a house there someplace, but. Yeah. We didn't hear any more from him, but he hasn't, talked about permitting or anything, so. He may still, but.
yeah, we haven't heard any more. If we stay within our right of way, then that just becomes less of an issue too.
That's right, yeah.
But I think that's our best bet if we get the approval, you know. I think what we do is we talk to the attorney and then we write a memo for the record on why we are doing what we're doing, so. If something ever happened and someone tried to sue us, we'd show we did our due diligence and looking at what the state requirements are. And what the path is we chose to move forward.
So what do you think was third town best? Going with 14% rate?
Go with 14%, right around the 14% is the max grade. And use the existing road the existing road right away. Just you'll spend a little bit of. Few hours maybe with the attorney and that would come right out of the project money we have set aside for this and if we're good to go, we'll get Tyler to finish up and probably do this in the spring. I don't think we'll get to it this fall.
What do you think could be the cost on this?
I think we budgeted 160, of which we only put half of the money in for 2024, and then we're gonna put the other half in. I think we get a revised budget after Tyler takes a look at this and the total number of cubic yards and material we gotta blast out of there.
Think they would cover?
Well, I think so, because we're gonna do all the other work.
Gotcha.
All the stone, you know, we'll haul all that, so all we gotta do is pay for the stone, not the someone else to truck it and excavator and everything else. We'll bring our excavator loader up there and. Be quite a project for our guys. I feel pretty good about.
So you're looking for a motion to move forward with your recommendation of dropping it down to 14%, so we keep the same.
Yes, and to stay with the same right away. And that's all contingent on coming back and reporting to you after that. I just want to get a feel if the board's comfortable or not for that. That's where we are with this project right now.
Okay, with it.
I'm comfortable with it as well.
Yeah, I don't even think we need a motion. I think we get it on record and we'll report back after we take it further.
Thank you. Let's go to work.
And then an update on Brooklyn Street is Tyler had given us a. Basic drawing to put in the culvert, but we don't have the surveyor's report yet of the exact boundaries. As soon as we get that. We'll come to the board, show them what the proposed project is. That one's gotta get a wetlands permit, so that Brooklyn Street won't happen until next spring. Time we get some permits.
What's the culvert you're talking about on Brooklyn Street?
Right at the end of it. And if you drive. Just about to the end of it,
Towards 78?
no, the other end, the western end. And if you look over to the south side. About 4 feet down is a storm drain, and that's the village, that's connected to the village sanitary sewer.
Yes.
That's the impetus of this project is to get that drain. Into a ditch and separated from the sanitary sewer.
Remember the Mr. and Mrs. Grandchamp that lived in Jamie Brooklyn Street, so that was just right.
Okay, sure.
And as far as the next few weeks for the highway, tree removal, ditching, mowing, and vehicle repair, but on the agenda. Any other questions or anything for highway? Okay, Old Town Business. I asked to have this put on, discussion of revolving loan fund, And with Earl and Cody are here, so I don't know if they wanna table this until they get here, or if they wanna continue. Brian and I, did talk with Cassie, right, Cassie Bell. The Department of Housing and Community Development. And I guess we can talk about what we discussed there a little bit, and then we can decide if we're gonna hold off or not, 'cause I know this one is, we've got folks in both sides. Whether to keep this going forward or not. One thing she said, the money needs to keep moving. 3 years, I think you have to have at least 25% expended, and we haven't even done that. There's 141 funds out there, 30 of them have revolving loan funds, many are turning the money back because they're finding out it's not as feasible as originally thought. Some of the issues, town the size of Swanton, the infrastructure is not in place for us to manage this. We don't have a system for billing. We need to create a plan. You can only use that money for job retention and job creation. Johnson has a revolving loan fund, I think it's similar, and so far, we haven't had a loan given out.
Joe, just what you said, it had to be 25% had to be used over a particular period of time.
It sounded like, we needed to keep the money rolling, and maybe I didn't take that note right, maybe, well, we haven't spent any, right?
Well, and
So if we didn't use it up, we'd have to.
Give it back, they'd ask for it back anyway. Yes. After hearing the discussion, I know I'm not a fan of us keeping it, if the money goes back to the state. That wraps into the other monies that they have, and that allows for bigger projects to be funded. And for us, if anything, I think if we supported some bigger projects. If we knew of some people, some investors, existing businesses wanted some bigger project money. And we supported it, it would be better spent than us sitting on that money and trying. To loan it out, again, it's gonna be used for job creation. And to save jobs.
Just to give you a little background, you talked about some of the money not being used. Probably 10 years ago, I was asked to take a look at. How much of the old CDBG money, community development grant money. That was given out. Each time you received a block grant, 25% went to a local municipality that sponsored the loan. And that money came back and supposed to be put into a development loan fund and then went out. So there was a concern that it probably wasn't being utilized. We had come up with a proposal where the money might be given to the Economic Development Authority, let them lend it out for the various projects, depending on the loan programs. We stopped at 41 million bucks that we found. Sitting in savings accounts, some still in checking accounts. Some communities were using it for roof repair. And so we stopped it, investigating at 41 million. And the state said you probably don't go any further, there's a pro bono thing, we're fine with me. I guess that's an example, these funds just weren't being used, weren't being utilized. We have an organization in Vermont called the Vermont Small Business Development Center. They are excellent. They are where you send somebody that's looking at starting a small business, and they will work with you on budget prep, written planning, execution. They'll bring you to different financing resources, which would include staking. And my concern is, first of all, we shouldn't be in this business anyway, but we might be just duplicating something that's working very, very well. Which is a small business development center. I was an advisor for years, they got some real pros in that organization, so my feeling is, let's put the money where it can be utilized much more efficiently. And surgically, they will go right after the project with the potential borrower and meet all of the lending requirements. Just to give you another example, if we were to make a loan to someone and we took a lien on their house. In one column. We have to comply with Regulation Z. We'd have to issue rates of rescission. And the list goes on and on and on. We would have the responsibility of providing. Violating any of those. The borrower can walk away. From the loan. And we can be sued. So there's so many complicating factors in all of this. I just think that get money back to the pros.
And I know you're pretty much a fan of trying to do something, and I know Earl was, talking about interested in, 2,000 might save somebody's business or something, but again, after looking into it further, that's where I am and that's where Steve is, and
I respect that, and I appreciate that there was more efforts to looking into it, because as for job creation and job retention, right now, I don't know that our community could utilize that to its fullest potential.
and again, I think we could do a better job of supporting some business that is seeking a bigger project through one of these agencies that you mentioned a couple, and
And that's what banks do, they'll work with a client, a borrower, a potential borrower. And bring in all of these organizations, without the alphabet. And they'll bring them all in and come up with program with funded rates and things. So yeah, we could be very supportive, letters of recommendation or whatever. And plus take this amount of paperwork that would be required. If you're a participant of this program, take it off the town administrator. It's a lot of work that would be required out of Brian's office. So I would make a motion that if we would accept it, that we turn this money back into the state. And now the other thing that my final comment is, anytime we have a prospect that we think we can help. Not just local banks, but we get Franklin County Industrial Development. They have access to all of these programs. So we could refer them out there, they have a small business development center officer services this community. That works out of Tim's office. They utilize his office. So the resources are not much. So I would make a motion that we turn it back into state or whoever. Gives the money.
I have a question.
yeah, no, right now, we got a motion that's been made on the floor. So. Ask whether or not you want to second it at this time.
I think I feel comfortable giving that a second at this time.
Do what?
I do feel comfortable giving it a second at this time.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded that we turn the money back in, that town has on the revolving loan fund. Among the board members, is there any discussion? Further discussion,
No further discussion.
and because it's a small meeting tonight, I'm gonna. Let you ask the question.
Mute point now, but I was just trying to understand what you were saying, Steve, on this loan program. It would have been the same paperwork for the village to do as it does for the organizations that manage them too, then,
I'm assuming.
that it would be the same kind of paperwork and red tape. Because I asked you,
Probably,
yeah, because I was thinking also with the closing of the bridge. I mean, that was a big impact on our small businesses, huge. And I didn't even know if they knew about this kind of program. And in a couple more years, we're gonna get hit again with it being closed for the major repairs in 2030. And, that's what I was thinking of on something like this.
So
That's
that-
where it would get utilized.
And this money was only for job creation and retention.
Right, well,
It wouldn't
retention,
be for financial assistance, but you raise a good point.
yeah,
When we continue to discuss this bridge for the state, we ought to assist in the new bridge being put in. So we can continue to use this new bridge. Transportation, and kill our downtown, and all the
Yes.
folks that are putting in so much effort into revitalizing downtown. And they're doing a good job at it, we kill them.
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing that out.
that's what I was thinking.
All right, thank you.
Thank
No further discussion, all those in favor state aye. Aye. 7. Report on road name, this is a follow-up to the public comment that took place at the last meeting, and Brian put something in our paperwork.
Spring. Zoom. Anyhow, I just gave a summary of, well, this, and Mrs. Briggs purchased property. Last year at 231 Lakewood Drive.
Is she on the lakeside?
No, she's on the other side. Now. On that property is a deeded right of way that was. Recorded back on December 1st, 1975. Martin and Casey to access property. And in addition to right away to Casey Cars, which we know was owned by Martin and Casey.
So the land across the street. Has a right of way to get to the lake.
Right.
Oh, no.
And then there was also on this side of the street, across from the lake, is a right of way to go up and access property in the rear.
Just sold.
That was just sold to the to Ryan Jordan. Now, Mr. Jordan purchased it from Michael and Diane LaFar. The LaFars, when they owned that land, requested the right of way be given a street name of Queens Court.
And that right away was way up into the back.
Yep.
Really?
As Diane's nickname was Queenie. And so this is where Queens Court came in. They sold it to Ryan Jordan, who has applied for and received approval for a 5-lot subdivision, construct 5 rental duplexes. So, Mrs. Briggs has been informed of this whole chain of events, and she's.
Does she have bought the right of way?
Yeah, she says that she owns the right of way, but she doesn't.
Yeah,
It's on her land.
So if her house is across the street,
No, it's on,
on the lake,
it's on the other side of the street, adjacent to Queens
when you
Court,
say the other side, not on the lakeside,
not on the lakes.
okay.
So she owns the land, but there's a right of way.
There is a
on the land, yes.
right away, yeah. And so, anyways, the only one who can request a change of name on that street is Mr. Jordan. I had informed her of this before. But she didn't want my answer for it, so, but that's who was all legally adopted. Unfortunately, there was no, back when they were giving out street names, and adopting them, they weren't specifically mentioned in the minutes of the meeting. And so this was given out probably around maybe 2014, somewhere between 2005 and 2014. All they said is that the list of proposed names as approved, and there's no list in the minutes. There's no, I went into all the files and there were never any lists of names. So that's what we had in Mr. Jordan. When I last spoke to him about this several months ago, he was not in a position to want to request something.
Should we even be looped into this discussion? This has nothing to do with
Nothing to
that.
do with, no, really.
No, we approve street names, right?
Right, you approve street,
Right, so I guess,
Mr.
Jordan.
Jordan would have to come to the.
right, and that's what I think we should put in the formal letter, but I'm just
Right, yeah.
reiterating what you got here and.
Yeah.
That's.
That
Process.
So that's. Okay, that's, well, I can do that.
Yeah, that's what I think we should do, and unless Mr. Jordan comes back and says, I'd like to change the name. And we can.
Any case, so that's that.
Okay, and then under Old Town Business, added the Lamoille Valley Rail Trail, just on the state publicly that we had a bid opening. And unfortunately, we did not receive any bids for the construction. I think there were several factors. One is the time of the season. And another one that's probably even bigger factor is this contractors have to be approved by the state. And a lot of the contractors are used by the state right now are fixing stuff related to the flooding and the high waters and rains that we've had and very busy. So the plan right now is to go back out on the street in early 2025. So that we have the bids, all the paperwork ready and be able to start construction once the frost is out of the ground, but just wanted to get that publicly out there. Newtown business, AC repair, public library.
A couple of things in the library, this is the major one, but we have some water leaking into the wall of the library from First Street side in the basement. So I gotta get over there this week with that and probably it's gonna be busy tomorrow. Take a look. Without, it's behind the plywood where some panels are on, but we don't think it's exactly in the area where the panels are. So maybe we can cut that out and look at if it went into a crack, little crack. I'll get over there. Which I would have.
There's a lot of water coming in. Right?
Not a lot, and it's going right into the sub home.
They have a video if you'd like to see.
I don't think we're gonna- So it is going where it's supposed to be going.
Yeah. And so we will
Is it causing any concerns for what's in the cellar around that area?
No. It's going,
It looks like it's coming right down off the wall and going into the drainage system that we put in, which is
Right.
why it's there.
but anyways, when we put in the new HVAC system last year. In an effort to save money, we said, well, one of the units was relatively new and in good shape. We didn't need a new one, so we didn't, or at that time elected not to replace it. Well, a couple of weeks ago, Abby called me and said that half of the upstairs did not have air conditioning, and so I placed a call to Alliance, and they came and said, well, the that unit, the compressor, the dryer is burnt out. And so I said, well, which unit is it? Is it one of the new ones? That was just installed last year. They said, no, it's the one that wasn't big. So they sent this quote to get it fixed. It's $3,760. That's include labor and equipment. So I'm just looking pretty okay.
Did they put the other system together?
Yeah. And we have a service contract. Thing on.
Okay. Make a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve the the bid from Alliance Mechanical for the necessary repairs or replacement to the compressor, the AC compressor at the public library in the amount of $3,760.
How long will the warranty be to this?
That I'm not sure. I can check it over.
2 years.
Yeah. I know the new stuff went into year full, and then year 5 years.
I'd second the motion.
Motion been made second to the repairs at the library in the amount of $3,760. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
So I'll get that ordered tomorrow to the 3-4 weeks, and we'll hope for seasonal temperatures for the next month. So,
Roden Swanton meeting.
well, that was the Earl one that on the agenda talked about meeting he's attending the morning Swanton. Said it would be very brief.
Is that anything you attended?
I was not able to attend, but I can just give a brief update. Just 1 second, let me find my notes. So just to continue to keep the group informed, as part of the initiative, we're planning to meet next on the 28th of August at the Village Complex, if anybody's interested in participating. Mr. Hank Lambert will be there from the Beautification Committee. And we've also asked some other stakeholders to attend. We're gonna continue the conversation on a brochure as well as a downtown bingo game to encourage folks to get out and shop local. And then we were talking about a community-wide swan scavenger hunt to encourage folks to visit some of the businesses in the outlying parts of the town and also to explore them. Other things that we're looking on promoting would be plans with the Abenaki to continue to support their cultural events. Looking to talk about the picnic area at Marble Mill or on the side of the bridge by the VFW. As well as the block party that was really seen as a success from this group, and so that's something that we would like to continue to do moving forward.
28. Meeting.
The 28th, yes,
Sorry.
of August, 6 p.m. at the Village Complex.
Okay.
There will be Zoom accessibility possible.
Zoning bylaw revisions.
Yeah, Earl was gonna report on that too, as he had a conversation with Amy, that's pretty much, the revision process, I understand is, and jump in, because you would have all the planning commission meetings. They're continuing going through the revision process with the planning commission, and it was expected to be late fall, that the planning commission will present the zoning bylaws, sort of changes to the select board after they have their public hearing. And then, I would suggest that my suggestion would be with that public hearing, so we have the village trustees there as well.
Hey, maybe we can do that.
Well, there will be some, I don't know the exact changes, I haven't seen.
A lot of it is the stuff that the state has changed.
Yeah, the state has mandated certain changes. But one is to increase the height of structures. And presently it's 35 feet, I believe it's 35 feet.
They agreed the other night
To go
to 3 stories or
or 65
I think
feet.
65 feet, because the fire truck can go up to 72 feet, but. The way the state has it, if they say, if your bylaws say 3 feet, if they do low income housing, they can go an additional story or stories. So you don't wanna go 4 feet because that's what the fire truck can reach, because technically they could go 5.
So think
That's the
that,
height part, cause the fire chief was here the other night for that, because they wanted his input on some things of what the fire trucks can access. Locations, response times and stuff like that.
Is this just in the village proper
no,
or
this
is
is
it everything?
That's that's managed. The bylaws apply to everybody, I thought it was gonna be very significant, but it sounds like maybe just.
They've gone through a lot, they're changing a lot.
yeah, there's
Cause we have to see it twice, I think,
yeah.
before we approve it and. Okay.
And now, and one of the things the state has done that. This is not really a zoning, this is already in effect, they're allowing they've mandated towns that they have to allow accessory dwellings placed, say, in the rear of a property. So you have your house here, you have a large backyard, well, you can build another dwelling behind you.
40 feet high.
Well, I'm not sure what but you can put it up, the problem is when we're trying to give that a 911 address. And I'm not sure if they ever weighed in on what's going on. 911 in Montpelier wanted us to completely rename the whole street, renumber it. Because if one person put one of those accessory dwellings, they're not gonna do that. Either they're gonna get a letter in their address. And or not, and then the gas company won't bring service to a house with a letter in their address. But they want to go with like 40 and a half. The post office prohibits the use of 40 and a half, they want letters, somebody is trying to get on the page here.
Alright,
So that's, I'm sure we'll have continuing discussion there.
okay. Community economic development, I don't see anything listed there, we just talked about, team will be here on the 3rd of September. Any other necessary business?
Well, I had correspondence is the information from.
Right.
From. The,
I think we should send a letter back, we'll discuss it as part of our general budget. Later this 2024. Good.
Just for the public's information, Brian and I spoke earlier. I'm not sure if you can be part of this, but we already have. You can already capture the meetings. We don't need this organization to run the meetings, it's already gonna be the one. Here, I mean, it's good. A lot of people watch this station. When they stop me and they say, oh, I see you said that, so they really do watch it, but the other thing is they're duplicating something where they get this information, it costs us $4,000. Maybe we will have that discussion.
Yep, absolutely, that's what we'll do, we'll have that discussion.
It is a.
You okay with that?
I'm okay with postponing it, but just to note that supporting this organization, they do more than just municipal board meetings. They support our community as a whole and sharing information widely.
And again, if we're gonna discuss it later, won't go too far with it, but we might just have a set amount and give them every year, like we do.
Like an allocation.
Yeah, like we do others, but not necessarily, so that'd be part of the discussion.
No, they play an important role.
Okay. Public comment, second chance. All right, thank you very much for attending upcoming events.
Thursday, August 29th, 2024, the DRD will meet at 6 P.M. here at the town offices and on Zoom. Monday, September 2nd, 2024 will be Labor Day. The town offices and operations will be closed. Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024 will be a regular select board meeting, 6 P.M. here at the town offices.
Okay,
They have to all this go.
I know,
Yeah.
I just, that's why I take my head and something else winding down.
Where did 2024 go?
Executive sessions for legal, entertain a motion.
I move that we find that we enter executive session for the select board to receive confidential legal information for which the premature disclosure of it to the general public would clearly place the select board and others at a substantial disadvantage.
Okay, Steve,
Oh, second,
motion made, seconded, roll call vote, Steve. Alright, second motion, please.
I move that based on our just made findings, the premature disclosure would place the select board and others at a substantial disadvantage. We enter executive session.
Move second,
oh, second. Sometimes every year you get a job, so.
entertain a motion to come out of executive session.
I make a motion to exit executive session at 6:54 P.M.
Second motion,
Motion made and seconded, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor state aye.
I
Aye. Make a
I would like to make a motion that we authorize our town administrator to spend up to $2,000 on maybe. For litigation, lawyers' fees, or an eviction of the property in. So,
Second.
motion been made and seconded to authorize up to 2,000 for legal fees, eviction of a property in Swanton. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor state aye.
I
Aye. Motion to adjourn,
entertain a motion to adjourn, Mr. Chair.
Second.
motion been made second to adjourn, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor state aye. Aye, so moved.
Under. Yeah, it's good.